amazing the interaction you guys have.
It's kind of fun, right? Ronnie, first of all, welcome to the aquarium. This is Daisy, and she's Canada's first harbor porpoise calf that has ever survived stranding. To me, Daisy is like one of the most special animals I've ever worked with. When I was at the Marine Mammal Center in California, which is the largest marine mammal rehabilitation facility in the world, we would get these stranded harbor porpoises. We never got a calf to survive out of quite a few animals. And research shows that their chances of survival are less than 10%. Daisy came in as a calf weighing less than 8 kilograms, just a tiny little calf, probably about 4 weeks of age, deemed non-releasable right off the bat, but survived. And she's absolutely thriving. For me personally, there's such a multi-layered reason for having the animals that we have here, starting with providing a home for animals that can't be released. As far as North America goes, we're the only facility with harbor porpoises, and these are our most common cetacean in BC waters, but hardly anyone knows anything about them because they're small, they're shy, they don't travel in big groups. It used to be thought that these guys were really kind of dumb, slow, non-social animals, but they're incredibly not so. There is another porpoise that is very, very similar to them that is the world's most endangered cetacean, and that's the vaquita in the Gulf of California. It's these guys that proved the use of some instrumentation that has been recently deployed in the Gulf of California, in Baja, in Mexico, to find how many vaquita are left. And there's now less than 60 of these animals left. It's our animals that become the normal values to evaluate that population. So she's been involved in acoustic research, she's been involved in respiratory physiology research, and of course she's been involved in reproductive research now, getting instruments that can detect vaquita in the wild so these guys can actually get valid counts on how many vaquita are out there. Thinking back where it started from me, I was a kid growing up in Ottawa, and there's not a lot of ocean there. But as a young kid, 6, 7 years old, you start watching Jacques Cousteau or Flipper, and you start getting engaged. And most of us can trace what our passion is to some moment, and that expands your world, right? You take that moment, and that is your window into this vast world that we share with all these different animals. The ocean, marine animals, particularly marine mammals, were always my fascination. When I applied for veterinary school and did get into the University of Guelph, Ontario Veterinary College, I came in there at a time where the college was absolutely idyllic for someone like me that wants to pursue aquatic animal medicine. Unbelievably, Guelph, that's in the middle of nowhere, not close to any ocean, had a research colony of gray seals and harbor seals that I got to work with. From probably the age of about 19, I was working with marine mammals. So it was an incredible opportunity. I was incredibly lucky and got some great mentorship all the way through. And then after that, it's same as everyone else, internships, graduate degrees, opportunities at various facilities, and finally here about 10 years ago. Our sea lion darting program evolved from having sea lions here that are almost dedicated research animals. The one thing we were involved in was anesthetics and developing a safe anesthesia, particularly for a very old sea lion that had cancer that we cared about a lot, a big old male named Tag, and we needed a very, very safe anesthetic protocol for that animal. Developing that, allowing him to have chemotherapy, ensure that he had the very best quality of life possible. That anesthetic technique is now translated into our darting program, which is a very unique program where we can go out and save adult California and stellar sea lions that have become entangled in garbage, essentially.
Okay, that's the disentanglement. It's okay. He's coming awake anyway.
But it's through the activities here that we can do something about those animals. We know there's probably about 400 animals out there at any one time here in British Columbia alone that have some degree of entanglement. And we're one of the first groups, if not the first group, that developed a way to go out, remotely sedate the animals using that anesthetic combination that we figured out here with our animals at the aquarium, and being able to actually do something. And that feels so good. It's expensive, it's time consuming, it's logistically very difficult, but it's doable, and we've shown that, and now we're sharing it with others. It's only because there are animals here that we work with every day, that we care about every day, that we can go out and do that. So this is a very young male harbor seal, very typical for this time of year. We get these newborn harbor seals. This is Stanley, and he stranded less than a week ago from Eagle Harbor, which is actually a very busy sort of urban harbor here in Vancouver.
So this little guy, you see the tape, he has his lower jaw wired because he had a symphyseal fracture, so our veterinary intern, Dr. Linehan, did that. That's her first surgery. And marine mammal. It looks pretty solid. All right, big guy. Wow. Your face hurts a little bit, but he's got some good pain meds as well. He's a young animal, as long as we can control all the other problems that he's got. Bones are very active. Young animals heal a little bit faster. So I think we'll do the x-rays again a couple of times between now and then take everything out. So average stay is about 9 weeks here. That's for the relatively newborn harbor seals. That's the vast majority of the cases we see here. And so I expect him within a couple of months to be out of here. Right now we have about 94 harbor seals on site, every single one of them getting individualized care. We've got summer interns, we've got veterinary students, we have about 180 Vancouver Aquarium volunteers, about 10 full-time staff just dedicated to these animals. And I think it's just a terrific example of direct conservation in action. They would not survive without us, without a doubt. And so it's an animal welfare issue. We help them out. We do very well. We have a very good success rate. But at the same time, each one of these guys contributes a little bit back. Everyone goes through blood sampling. Blood samples are held back so people can look back and look at exposure to viruses like West Nile virus or avian influenza virus. We survey for cryptococcosis, which is an emerging disease here in the Pacific Northwest. So the access to these animals from a teaching perspective is absolutely invaluable. We are the largest and most unique facility of its kind in Canada by a long shot. If you are a stranded marine mammal in British Columbia, this is where you come. And we're ready 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and it's all paid for because people come and visit the Vancouver Aquarium. It's been a lot of work in progress. We're just building a brand new hospital that we're super proud of that's going to take us to the next level. I don't know, I guess it's a great place to end off the tour because I'm so proud of this place and so proud of the work we do. I think people sometimes get focused on the big animals, the beluga whale or sea lion, and forget that we have an aquarium full of incredibly diverse animals. We've got Geldes monkeys, we've got snakes, we've got insects, we have all sorts of different invertebrates. And for me personally, that's the real fun part of my job, is not knowing exactly what's going to come through the door. My personal philosophy is, as the head veterinarian, that if you are an animal in this facility, then you deserve the very best possible care for your entire life. And that's where my heart is and where I advocate for the animals. If you are responsible for something, then you have to do your utmost to care for that and to live up to that responsibility. I think that's one of the coolest things about our profession is we're truly an altruistic profession where all of us have gone in with our hearts in the right place, and the vast majority have remained so. I'm so lucky. I've kind of known what I wanted to do since I was very young, and I'm pretty much doing exactly what I thought I would be doing and still loving every minute of it.